Myself, M. Karthik Kumar Reddy, working as an assistant professor in Nalla Narasimha Reddy Education Society's group of institutions in the Department of Civil Engineering. I am going to explain about foundation engineering subject. First of all, what is meant by foundation here? A foundation is the part of a structure which is in direct contact with the soil and transmits the load to the ground. First of all, we want to know about course objectives. Familiarize the students with different methods of subsoil exploration, analyze stability of slopes and retaining walls, explain the methods to quantify the bearing capacity and settlement of shallow and deep foundations. Coming to course outcomes, ability to conduct subsoil exploration, analyze the stability of slopes and evaluate the earth pressure in different soils, understand types of retaining walls and quantify their stability, familiarize different types of foundations, estimate bearing capacity and settlement of foundation, ability to design pile and well foundation in different types of soils. Coming to the syllabus, in the unit 1 we are going to deal about soil exploration. What is the need of soil exploration and what are the methods of soil exploration? For different soils we are going to adopt different methods for exploring the soil. Next, boring and sampling method. For removing the soil we are going to do boring, different types of boring for different soils, and we are going to collect the soil samples, and later we are going to test the soils in the laboratory and we are going to finalize the results. Afterwards, penetration test. In the penetration test we are going to have standard penetration test and cone penetration test. Standard penetration test is used for non-cohesive soils and cone penetration test is used for cohesive soils. Next, plate load test used to find the field bearing capacity of the soil. Next, pressure meter test used to find stress strain deformations of the particular soil. After doing all the tests, that is laboratory test and field test, we are going to prepare soil investigation report. We are going to finalize the particular soil, either which soil is suitable for which foundation, either it is a shallow foundation or deep foundation. After this, in the unit 2 we are going to discuss about slope stability. In the slope stability, finite slopes and infinite slopes. Finite slopes means up to the limited extent, it is called as finite slopes. Infinite slopes means up to the larger area, that is called as infinite slopes. Next, types of failures. In the types of failures we have slope failure, toe failure and base failure. Next, factor of safety of infinite slopes. For factor of safety of infinite slopes means factor of safety should be in a stable condition. Next, stability analysis by Swedish arc method. This Swedish arc method we are going to do with the help of 3 failures: slope failure, toe failure and base failure. Next, standard method of slices. For calculating the whole area, it is a burden. That's why we are going to divide the soil into a number of slices and we are going to calculate the factor of safety for each slice, and finally we are going to add all the factor of safeties. This is the easiest method. Next, Bishop's simplified method. Bishop's has found some simplified method to find out the factor of safety in an easy way. Next, Taylor stability number. Taylor stability number can be found by using some formula. S suffix n is equal to Cu by Fc gamma h. Stability of slopes of earth dams under different conditions can be found out finally. Next, in the unit 3 we are going to discuss about earth pressure theories. The earth pressure theories, we are going to have Rankins theory of earth pressure. Rankins theory of earth pressure, we are going to have active earth pressure and passive earth pressure depending upon the soil, away from the soil and towards the soil. Next, earth pressure under different soils and layered soils under different areas. Next, Coulomb's earth pressure theory. Coulomb's earth pressure theory is somewhat similar to the Rankins theory of earth pressure. Next, Kalman's graphical method. Kalman's graphical method is determined with the help of one graph. Next, retaining walls. Already we know what is meant by retaining wall. For supporting the soil load, we are going to construct some retaining walls. Here in the technical way we are going to discuss what are the different types of retaining walls we are going to construct for maintaining the stability. That is called as first one gravity retaining wall, semi-gravity retaining wall, cantilever retaining wall and counterfort retaining wall. Depending upon the type of loads, we are going to construct different types of retaining walls. After constructing the retaining walls, we are going to check the stability of retaining wall against overturning failure, sliding failure and bearing capacity failure, and also drainage from the backfill. Next, in the unit 4, we are going to deal about shallow foundation. Shallow foundation means, first of all, we want to know what is meant by shallow foundation. If a soil near the ground surface is strong and has sufficient bearing capacity, then shallow foundation is adopted. In the shallow foundation, width will be more compared to the depth. Examples of shallow foundation are spread footing, continuous footing, and rough foundation. Here we are going to find out strength criteria. Next one, types of shallow foundations. Next, choice of foundation. Which type of foundation we have to construct. Next, location of depth. Already we have said, in the shallow foundation, width will be more compared to the depth. Afterwards, we are going to find out bearing capacity. Safe bearing capacity. Safely, the building should be able to bear the load in a safe way. Next one, shear criteria. Already we have discussed about shear criteria in the geotechnical engineering with the help of some formula. Shear strength tau is equal to C plus sigma tan phi. Next one, Terzaghi's bearing capacity by using some IS code methods, by using Indian standard code methods. Next, settlement criteria. How much soil is going to settle after placing the load due to some live load, wind load and dead load. How we are going to control the settlement? Means allowable bearing pressure based on SPT values. SPT means standard penetration test based on N value, and plate load test to find the bearing capacity of the soil, and finally allowable settlement of structure. Till how much area the settlement may be allowed without undergoing any failure. After this, we are going to discuss about pile foundation. Shallow foundation is different from the pile foundation. If a soil near the ground surface is soft, at that time we have to go for deeper area. At that time we cannot construct foundation directly on the ground. At that time we are going for pile foundation. We are digging the soil up to the deeper extent and we are going to insert the piles. Later we are going to place the foundation on the piles. That is called as pile foundation. In the pile foundation we are going to discuss about what are the different types of piles. Depending upon the type of load, depending upon the different functions, we are going to use different types of piles, depending upon the type of soil. Next, load carrying capacity of piles. Load carrying capacity of particular pile based on two formulas, that is static pile formula and dynamic pile formula. Afterwards, pile capacity through SPT and CPT result. Already we have discussed plate load test is different from the pile load test. Plate load test means we are going to conduct with the help of using some sandbags. Pile load test, we are going to insert some piles and later we are placing some concrete material or any chemical material. Depending upon the type of load, it is falling onto the particular piles. Pile capacity through SPT and CPT result. SPT means already we have discussed standard penetration test for non-cohesive soils and cone penetration test for cohesive soils. Cone penetration test we can conduct in the lab, whereas standard penetration test will be conducted in the field. Next, pile load test. Pile load test based upon load carrying capacity of pile groups in sands and clays. Depending upon the piles, we are going to categorize either it is a single pile or group of piles. Depending upon the type of load, we are going to characterize either it is a single pile or group of piles. If we are going to construct piles in sand, it is called as pile groups in sand. If we are going to construct piles in clay, it is called as pile groups in clay. Afterwards, settlement of pile groups. How much settlement is taking place in the particular pile. After placing the pile also, if the settlement is taking place, we are going to calculate settlement of pile groups. Afterwards, negative skin friction means if any bulbs are formed in the underground area. Suppose if you have constructed some piles, later after some certain amount of load, some bulbs will be formed. That bulbs will be formed based upon void ratios present in the particular soil, based upon the unable bearing capacity. That is called as negative skin friction. Next, finally, we are going to discuss about well foundation. Already we know about wells, but here in the similar way, in the technical terms, we are going to discuss what are the different types of wells. Depending upon the type of area, we are going to construct different types of wells. What are the different shapes of wells? What are the components of wells? Next, functions and design criteria. How the function is taking place and how we are going to design a particular well. Afterwards, sinking of wells. how the well is sinking. Well sinking will be taking place when we are not compacting the soil, whenever the water pressure is more. At that time, sinking of wells will be taking place. Sinking of wells means some wells will be going downwards and some wells will be coming upwards depending upon the type of loads. Well sinking will be taking place whenever the water pressure is more, means whenever the load coming onto the top area is more. Well will be coming up also sometimes depending upon the water pressure at the underground level. After this, tilts and shift. Tilts and shift means whatever the area we are going to replace from one place to another place, that is called as tilts and shift. With this we have completed the syllabus. Later, topics behind syllabus means topics which are not covered in the previous syllabus, advanced topics which are useful for the design purposes when we are going to do the field work, that is called as reinforced soil. What is the difference between normal soil and reinforced soil, we want to know. Whenever we are going to reinforce the soil, automatically bearing capacity will be increasing. Second one, mechanical stabilization of soil. Mechanical stabilization means by compacting with the help of compactors or with the help of rollers, that is called as mechanical stabilization of soil. Next one, pre-consolidation. Whatever the consolidation test we have done in the geotechnical lab, pre-consolidation means we are going to remove the whatever the water which is present at the bottom level, that is called as pre-consolidation. Next one, earth dams. The dams are constructed with the help of using more amount of earth, that is called as earth dams. This should be known when we are going for design any project. Next, these are the web source of references which we can view in our subject, foundation engineering.